Today on the Actress Talk, we are here in Elmont at beautiful ILeadByDesign Art Studio. So as we are interviewing, please take in this artwork. They don't make them like this no more. And we'll definitely get into some of these conversations about it. I'm sitting here with the beautiful Tatiana Brown, an actress and a writer. And I can't wait to get into my questions today, to fill up you guys' hearts with some good old actress knowledge and talk about the journey. That's what's important. So, Tatiana, I can't help it. I always start off just like, I'm grateful for this moment, to be in this moment with you.
You know. So.
I know. But I am. I'm grateful.
Ecstatic. Grateful, honored, amazed, God.
Yes.
All the things, you know.
Yes. So we're going to start out. We're going to just take it easy. Mm-hmm. And I want to start out, all right, question. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's your birthday. Mm-hmm. And you have all of your people around, everybody you love, everybody you support.
Okay.
You get to choose one artist to perform.
One artist to
come and
birthday?
Turn it up.
Honestly,
who would you like?
I'm a millennial girl, so that's so hard. Ooh.
Listen, we can circle back. It might come to you like, yes,
honestly,
that's my artist.
If I'm being honest, I'm not gonna lie to you. I already know who it is, and It's not an artist; it's a group.
Okay.
And if they come back together, it'll be B2K.
B2K. Listen.
Oh my God.
People want to see the work. B2K.
Yes.
I get it.
I was a fanatic. I was obsessed, like every other kid, girl. They were all my boyfriends and husbands.
What you like about B2K? Like at that time in your life, like
they were inspiring to me. They were just so cool. They were really cute. Let's start there. They were really cute, and then they just had the cutest songs, and then they danced so well. Like I'm a dancer, like low key in my heart. I wish I could still do those moves, but I love dance and I love dancers, and I have such a respect for them. They were all dancers, and I respect that immensely. Yeah. So I was just like, oh, this used to be my jam.
Yeah.
And they would just have fun. They were just kids, you know what I mean? And it was just a vibe. Like that whole time, that era, that B2K era, like Bow Wow, B2K, Little Romeo, that was a moment in time.
Oh, yes, it was.
Yeah, that was a moment. And I was sitting there like, we don't have that for the kids now. Like, who's their B2K, their Bow Wow, you know, like, they don't have that right now.
It's very true. Yeah. It's very true. It's nice to see young artists come up, but, you know, there are not a lot of, like, tween artists for the kids to look up to.
Yeah.
You're right.
I think they had, like, the Disney era, and then, like, that kind of, like, died down.
Yeah.
Like, now it's, like, who's there? Like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know, Ice Spice, I guess. I don't know.
We're gonna go right on past that, because my daughter will not think it's okay to what she say? Showing my panties. I'm shaking my jelly. I say, baby, we're not gonna do that. We will not show the panties, and that was kind of it for me. You know, I have an 11-year-old. Like,
I get it. I totally get it.
Where did you grow up? You know,
I grew up
with the influence of that music. Where did you grow up?
So I grew up in a place called Brooklyn, New York, and I grew up in Coney Island.
Okay,
that's where I was from. That's like near the beach and all the way down. Like if anybody know where Coney Island is, it's like down in Brooklyn. It's far.
It's out there, yeah.
Right next to the famous Nathan's. I grew up not too far from there. My mom and my grandma, my uncles, my cousins, we all grew up around there. So that's where I grew up first. That's my first experience of life, I guess you'd say. That's when I discovered acting too. So was in Coney Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did like growing up in Coney Island influence you as an actor? Like, how did it, you know?
Because I had the privilege of going to after-school programs and Boys and Girls Club. So I was exposed there. And then I had the privilege of seeing Spike Lee, Denzel Washington film. He Got Game there. That was like my first entrance, I feel like, to acting and directing and all the above. Because I used to sit behind Spike's chair, like, on the curb and just watch him work and just, like, see how they move and see how the actors are responding. So that was like my first experience, and I was really young.
Yeah.
I got to go to the Boys and Girls Club, and that was where my creativity started coming in as a kid. Like I got to do plays and do dance and sing and act. So that was like really pivotal in my life. I'm grateful to have the Boys and Girls Club because we need programs like that because kids are, you know, they need outlets, and I was grateful to have that in my neighborhood. And it used to be right down the block from my apartment. My mom signed me up, and I did dance, I did theater, chorus, music, writing, all the above, and just played too, just being a kid. So that was really pivotal for me as well.
I think that the Boys and Girls Club is really a part of a lot of people's story. You know, like the experience where kids can go and feel like this is a place for me and a place to become. The kids don't know it, but they really are becoming, especially when they have programs like you named.
Yeah, and we don't, like, I'm not saying that, like, some neighborhoods still carry that essence and that tradition to have, like, these programs for these kids because they really believe in it. I got the opportunity to meet some of the most amazing people, and I was able to be free. I was able to be myself. You know, I'm an only child too.
Yeah.
So being an only child, you always had to find ways to entertain yourself. And like my mom
was ask you. So an only child.
Yeah. You had to find ways to entertain yourself. Yeah. I would be singing around the house. My mom, I remember giving me a microphone when I was like 5 or 6, and
shout out to mom for that.
Yeah. And I also had like I was really influenced by Michael Jackson as a kid. So that, like, I had the theater,
tell me how,
Thriller tape growing up. So
Thriller.
I said theater. Thriller.
Yeah.
And watching that, you know, come on, the kids' imagination at that age and what Michael Jackson did for, you know, everybody.
Yeah.
You know, just the creativity alone. And he's my biggest inspiration, you know, besides music, but like also acting. Because he also acted in all his movies and music videos and stuff like that. But I loved Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Like, he did it for me as far as like, okay, you need to do this when you get older. I don't know how.
Yeah.
And I was like into music heavily as a kid. I was in a girl group when I was young.
Hey.
I was trying everything. I was like, we're gonna try music, we're gonna try this, and then acting's what really stuck. I think I was in high school and my girl group kind of like disbanded, and I was like, oh, what would you? I got the opportunity to work on a set, and it was called Beware the Gonzo. It was a short film. I think it was a short film.
What'd you say it was called?
Beware the Gonzo.
Okay.
It's with Zoe Kravitz and Jesse McCartney, and I was an extra, just doing background. I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
Nothing about it. Just fresh out of high school. Not doing much.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? This is where I belong.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I need to be. And I got to meet Zoe Kravitz, and she was so nice. And she was like in the start of her career.
Right.
She's like now, you know, she's everywhere now. And shout out to her. But she was super nice on set. She was so chill, and I was like, yo, this is so where I need to be. I felt calm. I felt like at home. So I knew. Even when watching Spike Lee, I felt calm. Same feeling how I feel now about acting. I felt at home with it.
Yeah.
So I knew that this is something I need to focus my energy on. And I was like, I could be a pop star. I can try. But, you know, like, but what else I really like doing? I like telling stories.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like writing stories. I like writing stories about our life, people's lives. And one of the greatest things that Viola Davis said, she was basically mentions like, what about the stories that are in the grave? You know, what about those stories? We need to tell. I was like, man, we need and it's not just a story that we just need to tell. It's changing somebody's life in some way. And I was like, that's how I'm going to reach the masses through my art and my creativity. And I was like, yeah, this is for me. Like, I enjoy being outside. Even if I'm an extra, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I think you can really trust that feeling, too. Like you say, you calm.
Yeah.
Like, that's really something to lean into, you know. Some people, I feel the same way, so I can relate. I feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm good. I'm not nervous because I've prepared for the moments, right? But some people are, like, just really uptight or, you know, nervous or not having a good time on set or anxious, right? But it's like really when you're there, you just know it's for you. When you get that like I'm where I'm supposed to be type of feeling. Yeah.
I think, I don't know, everybody, I believe in God, so I know, like, when God talked to me and he's saying, like, this is for you, I listen. And that's important to me. So trusting God and my faith and having that, I'm like, okay, this is where I need to be. This is where I feel like I'm going. Sometimes you don't know every direction you're going, but then you have these moments and you're like, oh, wow, yes, I trusted you. Thank you. Yeah. I'm grateful to be here. Yeah. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah. So how did that influence you in school? Like, as far as where you wanted to take acting, how did it influence?
So luckily, I had a great mom, who was very pivotal in my learning but very, very, very strong in my creativity. I was able to have lessons. I was able to go to different arts programs and things of that nature. And in school, my favorite time of the day would be like doing chorus or, doing something fun when it came to performing.
I love chorus.
I would be singing all day, singing songs all day. And I wasn't a bad kid, but I wasn't like, I was very like, I was really chill. But like when I had that energy, it really helped me a lot to get work done, focus. Because you're like, you won't go to this if you don't, do this. And I'm like, okay, I will do it. I will go to dance. If I can't go to dance, I'm upset for the day. I don't want to talk to nobody. So I was, raised very well, and like we didn't have a lot of programs in my like elementary school, but like after school and also like the chorus programs or like the little dance programs, and I was also creating my own programs when I was a kid. I was creating my own programs because we didn't have any. I was like one of few black girls in my school, maybe like 3 or 4, and I was the only one that was like into the arts. Everybody was like into more education. I was into the arts. And I went to my principal one time. I was like, hey, we don't have this, that, or the third. Can we make something up? I'll make my own dances. I will choreograph dances for my talent shows or like little shows that we had.
Did they allow you to?
Yes. And I played B2K in Bow Wow.
Okay.
What do about it?
Had everybody just getting down.
Everybody like I remember one of the first dances I choreographed was the Backstreet Boys. Everybody. I remember that so vividly because no shade, but we had a lot of white teachers. White teachers, like, they didn't know nothing about what was going on in pop culture, nothing. And my teacher was like, I got to do a dance. I'm like, well, I dance, and I know how to do these things. And I choreographed the dance when I was, like, 11 years old, like, a whole dance that she was supposed to do. And
inspired by B2K.
I
already know.
Come on, you gotta have your talent. The talent has to, be there. You have to have that. Everybody had Mariah Carey. They had Whitney Houston. We had B2K and Bow Wow. And Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera and all these pop culture girlies. And, that was pivotal for me. Like TRL, 106 in Park. I'm sorry, I'm such a millennial.
No, absolutely. And it made us who we are today, especially creatively. The generation now, like, where are they getting their influences from? Like, it's not the same. It's not the same.
It's not the same. But I think that they're on a track where they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. And we're still around. So.
And it's gonna be right. It's gonna be good.
We influence them too because they dress like us. No shade to Gen Zs.
No shade.
I love y'all.
No shade. So from all of that, from Boys and Girls Club and being inspired to by B2K, I'm going to go right into talking about the Best Man final chapter.
Oh God!
Because you had a role, and when I saw you, I had an imaginary lollipop in my mouth, like pop, like okay.
Oh my God, that was
buns out and all. It was
fun
good,
times.
And you were beautiful.
Thank you. That was such a blessing in disguise. I did not expect to even book it, to be honest.
How did you become a part of that project?
This is some tea.
Okay. can do that here.
All right, I'm gonna expose myself a little bit. This is a faux pas in acting, I guess you would say. I don't know if it's a faux pas, but I was a background extra for the Best Man Final Chapter. I was extra.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that. I felt like there was gonna be roles. I don't know. I just felt like there was gonna be. I said, let me just check to see if there's roles out there. And I checked one of my casting breakdown things that I check for like castings and stuff, because I don't have an agent. I'm actually looking for one. I don't know anybody.
All right.
But I was looking and I was searching. I was like, best man. I found a role that fit my type. I was like, you know what? I submitted my headshot, my resume, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that that it was an opportunity there. And I was a background, actually. And I was just soaking up. I'm with Terrence Howard. I'm with Malcolm Lee D. And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. And they actually, like, featuring me now. Like, they're, like, putting me in front of the camera. So
yeah.
I use one of the background work. I'm not saying it's bad or anything. I don't like to be featured. But most of the time, they will, like, feature me. Because I have no lines. So it's not like you can use it for your resume. It's not really beneficial. Mm-hmm. But if people look down on background, I think they shouldn't, though. No. That's another conversation we can have. But I was like, all right, let me submit to it. Got the audition. Did the audition. I didn't hear anything back for a couple days. And then I get, an offer for the role. And I was like, okay, that was quick. That was crazy. And they were like, hey, we actually loved your tape. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay. And a little birdie told me that there was other people that were considering for that role, like names. Yeah. And I was like, what? Names? Like big names. And I was just for that small part. And I was like, what? And as soon as they offered me the part, they were like, do you want to take it? I was like, heck yeah, I'm taking it. Mm-hmm. Malcolm Lee D, the best man. And then I got sent the script, read the entire script, even though my part was like a few lines.
Absolutely.
Wasn't that many lines. I read the entire script because I want to know from beginning to end what I'm getting myself into. And then it was just like, I kept getting the rewrites. And then I'm like, first, it was like a dream. I was like, where am I at? Like, is this really happening?
Yeah.
When we got to set, I was just like, oh my God, I got my own trailer. I was so happy.
Nice.
I got to meet the costume department. I'm meeting with Morris Chestnut.
I know.
Tay Diggs.
I know.
Hera Peru. What?
No.
What? I am freaking out. Shaquita Smith. Shout out to the other girl that was in with the scene with me. Mm-hmm. And I come in. They do our hair and makeup. I'm in lingerie, by the way. Yeah. But they made me feel so comfortable.
I was going to ask you, did you feel good? You felt safe?
I felt
you were
safe.
Good.
And then I was in a room full of men, and they were the most professional I've ever been around men. Because, you never know, like,
absolutely,
what can go. Because, if you're a woman on set and you're in lingerie or you're in those type of scenes, it's very uncomfortable. It's not, like, you're bearing your soul as it is, but you're bearing your body, too.
Yeah.
So
from the time you leave your trailer to get to your mark.
I had so much fun, and everyone was so respectful. And it wasn't even like that. Like, we didn't do nothing with Morris Chestnut, but that's what it alludes to. Yeah. We seen Morris Chestnut in the trailer, and
did he really have on no underwear?
I didn't see that part. Okay. They filmed that before us. So
okay.
I think
that's what they made it look like.
Yeah, I don't think he really had. Like,
shout out to the filmmakers.
Yeah, Malcolm's amazing.
Yes.
I don't know, because I wasn't there. That I was getting my hair and makeup done, and we walk on set. The set is really cool. It's at the W Hotel in Jersey, and we just had a great time. I guess I got to sit and soak up, like, legendary.
Absolutely.
Morris Chestnut, like, Tay Diggs, like. I remember in the room at one point, I was, like, pinching myself because I was, like, no one knows. Like, I was a background extra for Morris Chestnut's show, Enemy Within. Mm-hmm. I also met him a few years prior to that. So it was, like, manifesting itself in a way. It was so crazy. And then I worked on him with another project, Detroit of Daria. Like, right after that. I was like, oh, my God. Like, this was meant to be. Like, and I showed him pictures of me and him. Yeah, I was like, hey, Morris, this is me and you, like 2017. Like, And then I said, I worked with a show.
You've been here before.
Yeah, and then like to really like soak up all that knowledge. They were just incredible. The funny conversation, just kids like really just doing fun stuff,
enjoying the set, enjoying being together. You know.
Yeah, and this is like something they've been working on for a while.
Yeah,
and to come back with those amazing actors, Nia Long and all them, Miss Na, and like all those amazing talented people, like.
Yeah.
To come back.
People we really look up to, like, for real.
And to have it to be so explosive, I didn't know that it was going to be this big. I got people from childhood calling me. Like,
yeah, did you not see the other Best Men?
No, like
I knew.
I did. I mean, of course, I've seen the other Best Men, but like the way it was like massive, the way it hit, like, and I'm in the first episode, literally in the first like 20 minutes of it, everybody was like calling me. I remember like my phone blowing up. It was so bad that at some point I couldn't even like touch my phone at one point. I was like, I think I just saw you the Best Man. Man, I had an ex call me like, girl, I think I just seen it. I was like, yeah, you said I wasn't gonna make it. Look.
Right?
I don't want to brag, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's amazing when things come full circle.
Yeah, it was a full circle moment for me. It was so surreal. To this day, I'm still grateful for it. You know, like I get a residual check here and there. I'm like, look at that hard work.
Shout out to the Best Man.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. I could buy a MetroCard right now.
Don't be the last chapter. Please don't be the final chapter. Have another one and invite me back.
Yeah, I will come back for sure. Working with Malcolm's incredible. I will work with him in anything.
Yeah.
I remember going to the premiere and like he saw me and he's like, "Oh, you my girls." I was like, Malcolm, thank you so much. You have no idea. You just changed my life. And I don't think
so great.
I don't think he knew the magnitude of that just helping my career along. Like, you know, I was just so grateful. I was like, my friend was like, relax. I was like, no, this man changed my life. Like, he didn't even know it. In a small way, he changed my life, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I can relate.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to talk to you a little bit about, I see you at a lot of screenings on social media.
Yeah.
I see you at a lot of screenings and also a lot of film festivals.
Mm-hmm.
What can you share the importance of being connected to these premieres or the film screenings or film festivals, just being present? Can you share why you do that?
It's important to connect. This business is about connection.
Mm-hmm.
Connection is the most important thing, I would say.
Yeah.
It really is about who you know than your work, really.
Yeah.
Your work can speak for itself, but if you don't have the right people behind you, it's never going to be seen.
Yeah.
You can be the greatest singer on earth, but if you don't have that backing behind you, you're never going to be seen. But I say this because a lot of people don't know how to network. And they're like, I'm an actor. I do this. I do that. I'm a writer. But are you networking?
Yeah.
I'm going to these screenings. I'm going to premieres, whatever the case may be. Because not only that, I'm going to be seen. And I might meet somebody that might say, hey, I actually want to put you with something. Hey, I actually want to work with you. Hey, we should write together. Or hey, we should do something. Networking is important. So that's what I do. I'm always in classes too. You never know who you can meet in classes. I went to plenty of classes. Still take class as an actor. Like, still take your classes.
Yeah.
One thing could be like Viola Davis, Meryl Streep, Denzel Washington. It don't matter. Still take a class.
Classes.
Yeah, still take a class. It helped you sharpen, again, networking. And through that, I was able to maneuver and pivot and change certain things in my career because I'm networking and also doing background work too. I still do background, not anymore. I actually retired from background, but my last background job was with Denzel. So
that was a good way to end it off.
Yeah, that was a good way to end it off. But
background, the final chapter.
Yeah, that was the final chapter for real. I was like, it's good to network. It's good to gain knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to know people. It's good to have people in your corner. It's good to make friends.
Yeah.
You know, when you go to these, festivals or panels or screenings or whatever you may do.
Yeah.
Classes. It's good to have a tribe of people to know, and you can learn from, because you can always gain something from it. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I remember, like, at first, one time I was really tired. I remember a story. I was super tired. I didn't want to go nowhere. Exhausted. Wound up meeting one of my really good friends now, who's helping me with my short film that I'm writing, you know?
And we're going to talk about that short film. Right? We're going to get into it.
Yeah, so I was sitting there like, man, if I didn't go, how would I have that help? You know?
Yeah.
Just go. You don't even, sometimes you don't meet a whole bunch of people. Your life is not changed that night. But I know when I'm out sometimes, people come up to me and be like, I saw you at X, Y, and Z, and I noticed you. You know, it's good to see you here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went to ABFF recently, so the American Black Film Festival.
Yeah,
amazing time. I remember running into Betty Smith, and she doesn't work in my job, but she always comes to my job. I see her all the time, and I saw her. I worked on Harlem, and then I was her stand-in. So she told me, she was like, congratulations for being here. I'm glad to see you here.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's Betty Smith, you know, the Betty Smith. So I was sitting there like, man, I'm like, if I didn't have that connection, you know, what would I do? You know, even doing background work or being a stand-in, like, do that work, do the work.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing I would say to actors or anybody that want to be an actor. I said, listen, people come to me, like, I want to be an actor. I want to do this. I want to do that. Are you ready to sacrifice?
Yeah.
Are you ready to work?
Talk about it. Yeah.
Because you're going to get 1,000,000 no's. Nobody want to work with you. You're going to look weird. You're going to look crazy. You're going to be broke. You're going to be stressed.
Yeah.
You're trying to create your own projects. You want to do so many things. Like, are you ready
Are you ready? Are you
sacrifice?
Ready? Yeah.
Are you ready for that? That could be taxing on somebody. If you're not mentally prepared for that.
That's right.
And if you don't have a good support team or support system, you could be, man, burnt out.
Yeah.
And I gratefully have that. And I have my tribe of network. Like, I need to talk to somebody who's a writer. I know someone who's a big writer.
Yes.
I need to talk to one of my peers, or I have so many acting peers. I need to talk to a mentor, somebody who's going to give me the real. I talk to my mentor. Shout out to Twinkie. Twinkie Bird.
Who is your mentor?
I call her my mentor because she just, like, she gives me the real tea. She's not my mentor per se, but I just call her that. But
and what's her name?
Twinkie Bird. Tracy Twinkie Bird. Shout out to you, girl. I love you.
Shout out to Twinkie Bird.
Yeah, she gives me the real. And
we need people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's helped me grow so much in my career in the last couple months. And one of the reasons why I went to ABFF, because I was like, you know, getting into these festivals, getting into these things. And I was just like, you know, I wasn't going to go to ABFF. I was not going to go. And I was like, that would be the most dumbest thing I ever did in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it changed my life too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And having panels, connection. Like, if you want to network, go to a festival. If you want to go and network, go to these screenings. I go to SAG screenings all the time. People don't. If you're a Screen Actors Guild member, take advantage of the programs.
Yeah.
Do all of it.
Are you a SAG member?
Heck yeah. Shout out to SAG.
Yeah.
Nice insurance. But yeah, I'm a part of Screen Actors Guild, and
that's really the core of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to be part of SAG, but when I got it. You know, I was like,
why did it take you a long time?
I was basically like trying to figure out my career, where I was going. I was doing background work, getting tired of it, non-union, not getting good pay, not getting protection on set. Because you understand, like, being a non-union worker or actor, you don't always have the protection that you need on set, and they can take advantage of you.
Absolutely.
And one of my first experiences with that, I got taken advantage. I was on set for almost like 20 hours, no break. And we got like a 5-minute break in the cold. Like, you know what I mean? And I've never experienced something like, I don't be outside, like, in the cold, you know what I mean? And I was like so annoyed. I was like, you know, I have to be SAG. And then once I got on set, started to learn more about what SAG was. And they had better food. They had better everything. I was like, I need to be on SAG. So every time I went to a background job, I would ask, hey, do you have any SAG waivers? You can ask them. Sometimes the members don't come. You can get a voucher that way. So you need 3 to join. Luckily, I was complaining one time. I was on a set of Power, season 6 of Power, not Ghost Book, but like season 6 of Real Power.
Yeah.
And I was like complaining. I was like, I'm tired of this non-union stuff. I was like, they never have vouchers. And this guy overheard me. He said, you want to be SAG? I was like, yeah, I'm dying to be SAG. Yeah. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm done being non-union. Yeah. I should be SAG right now. How many credits of work I've done? He's like, okay. He calls me back the next week, gives me a SAG waiver. And I said, what is this for? He said, you're SAG for now. And I'll never forget him. And his name is Rob.
You advocated for yourself.
Yeah, I was not playing. And then shout out to Rob, I think Stevenson. Shout out to him. He was amazing. And he was one of the people that worked on Power. And I was, for the background talent. And I was like, thank you so much. I almost cried because I was like, this is what I wanted. And then I had gotten a call from my casting company I was working with. It was like, how many waivers do you have? I was like, I just have one waiver. It was like, well, they're going to make you a core person on Power. They want you to be on for the entire season. I was like, what? Yeah, so shout out to Team Tate.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So like that background gig was like
I think we all die for that call, right?
Yeah.
For one thing to lead to the next for us.
Yeah, and I worked on it for like the next 4.5, 5 months, all the way to almost the ending.
I remember when that happened for you too.
Yeah.
You really took that moment to celebrate yourself, and I think a lot of people don't really do that and live in that.
Yeah,
I was really so happy. Me and Kirk, we were like, that's so good for you.
And I was like so excited to be a part of that, and working with Courtney Kemp, 50 Cent.
Mm-hmm.
I got to work with 50 Cent. I love 50 Cent. I know he gets a bad rap, but that is a great person to work with.
Too. Yeah,
he is so nice. He's so nice. I don't want to ruin his street cred, but he's really nice.
Yeah,
he was so nice to us.
He wouldn't have made it as far as he has if he wasn't a quality person. No matter how he shows up or what he may or may not say, he has to be a quality person.
I think though they don't give him his credit like they should. He's really created a lot of jobs for a lot of actors from background and had a lot of black women leads, a lot of black leads, just his whole universe of Power, what he's turned it into. He doesn't get enough credit for that, and creating jobs and creating opportunities for our people. Absolutely. And I love 50 Cent. Like, I will not talk bad about him, nothing. Like, I don't care what he do. I'm like, that man, he's created something powerful, literally. So shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to 50 for real. I mean, and other powerhouses alike. Speaking of ABFF, Issa Rae curating the whole thing, right?
Oh my god.
Or all of the opportunities that she's created.
She's provided. Oh my god. I can't believe I stopped. I didn't talk about Issa.
I know. I wanted to ask you about the Hoorae house. Experience at ABFF.
Okay, so
how was that?
Of course, Issa Rae is like my favorite of all time. Writer, director, actress, everything she does. Issa Rae. I love you so much.
Yes.
So, she was everything. She, first of all, her presence alone is just so beautiful. I saw her like 4 times. I went past her. The first time I saw her, I got a little starstruck. I didn't want to say nothing. I was like, that's Issa Rae. And I saw her, and we had like a moment. She smiled. I was like, oh my god, like, I love you. I had to like get the fangirl out of me first, and then I was like, okay, you're a professional. Yeah, like Twinkie had wrote to me. She was like, you're no longer a fan. These are your colleagues.
That's right.
And I had to switch my mindset. It's all about mindset. I was like, oh my god, these are my colleagues, right? So even though it doesn't matter where you are, if you're in this business, those are your colleagues now. Yeah. So I remember her saying that. I was like, yeah, you're right. I can't be scared to talk to her. I had like a brief moment with her. I was like, hey, I'm a big fan of your work. And I saw her briefly, like 2 seconds. But she was really nice at the moment. I didn't get a picture with her. I was like not trying to bombard her. But the Hoorae house was like a mixer kind of vibe. Okay. Kind of house. Like, you went there, you met different artists and creatives there. They had like different like little places you can do content, like social media, They had like a little oasis if you want to get out of the heat. You know, grab a cocktail, grab some water, whatever. But it was a place that everybody met up. And everybody was just like, hi, how are you? What do you do?
Yeah.
I'm a director, I'm a writer, I'm an actress, I'm a model, I'm a singer, I'm a rapper, whatever they did. And everybody just met up there, and they would have different type of events going on. One of the most amazing events that I was able to be a part of, well, in a small way, not really be a part of, but like I got to see.
No, you were a part of it.
Oh, okay. I was a part of it. You know what? I do give myself my own flowers. Yes. I was part of the Women's Power Executive Awards. I was like, all these beautiful black women in media and television, like I got to sit there and they were giving them awards and how powerful they were and how they changed our lives and the trajectory that they're going on. And these women were super powerful.
Yeah. And
I was in the audience. I remember sitting next to like Affion Crockett, and behind me was Issa Rae, like she right behind me. And I'm sitting there next to my homegirl. I'm like, I said, do you know where we're at right now? And she's like, yeah, we're in the spot.
And at the table.
Like
in the seat.
In the room.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
It was the most inspiring night of my life to see these women and what they do for media, television, the creatives, the arts, everything. And you know, Issa Rae, she's all about, you know, bringing sisters together and bringing us together. And I was like, she did that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the Hoorae house was just a fun time. That's where we just go to like chillax and, you know, regroup, but also connect. That's where I did my most connecting too, because I went there and I was like, first of all, the aesthetics was, you know, it's Issa Rae.
Oh yeah.
The aesthetics was just her. Like, you know what I mean? Like the music, the aesthetics, the people, her team. Mm-hmm. Amazing people. I was so floored and honored to be there. I was just like, yo, this is so good.
That's so good.
Yeah.
I already knew.
Yeah.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 2. Yeah, that's what I like about the Actors Talk too. You could just take a break when you need one, honey.
Like when you have your own
Everything
show.
will be
The boomerang. The boomerang. Hold on.
Oh, boomerang.
Hold on. You gotta do something. All right, 1 2 3. I'm gonna tag you.
All right.
Do some content.
Yeah, I am. I wait and then I put it all together. So what you can expect is just a continuous rollout of content.
I love content.
Yeah, me too. And I think
you gotta do it now.
We need that.
My young friends be like, you don't post enough. I'm like, I'm trying. Like I have like 5,000 jobs.
Content is on your way.
Yeah. Ooh, honey. We're on set. Look at this beautiful artwork behind me. Gorgeous, isn't it? Yes. Let me know when you're ready.
I know.
Oh, yeah, ready. Okay, let me go. Bye.
Okay, and just one more, Tati. So I can have you here. Yeah.
Hey.
Wait. I'm sorry. I had it one more time.
Oh, okay. Hey. All right,
I'll put it all together and just make it nice.
That sounds like a great time.
Yeah, it's a lot, but I'm invested in it. And I'm invested in the people that I talk to also, so it makes it easy for me.
You want to talk about your film? When is that coming?
Oh, gosh. In October.
Okay.
October, I think I might have discussed. All right, so we're back.
Okay.
We're back, and
let me know,
Tati just asked me about my film. I wanted to share some other news too, but about my film, Twisted Divorce Party. That'll be coming out in October. It premieres in October, and I'm nervous, but because it's a comedy, and it was a lot of foolishness, happening in that movie. So I just want to know, you know, I'm curious. In that movie, half of the movie, I ran around with a prosthetic butt on.
Oh, God. I can't wait to see
a lot of foolishness. I had my short haircut with my bow.
Oh, my God.
And the movie
is fun.
Yeah, the movie is me and my cousins. We're all Hispanic cousins. We all have different fathers. Our Her uncle's my brother. Things like that.
I love it. I love it already.
Yeah, it's coming out, and we in the movie I lost my engagement ring, so we go on like this adventure. We have drag queens, we have goats, we had a farm, we got a helicopter,
goats,
yes,
I'm all in.
You gotta look at some of my content at _Gabby Kennedy, and also on YouTube, the Actress Talk with Gabby Kennedy. You can catch some of those interviews and hear about some of those things and see those interviews that I had. So we did that for Pride Month. We brought out our queer interviews just to support Pride Month, and it was good. So yeah,
Pride is always fun.
I want to know how it's gonna be, but I'm just kind of nervous, like, until I see it.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. When you do a project or you put any type of work into anybody project, it's like when you see it, it's like I cringe when I see myself on camera.
Me too. I don't need to watch it that many times. Let everybody else enjoy it.
Yeah,
but
I've seen The Best Man twice. I actually just watched it the other day just because I was like bored. And that was the second time I've seen it. Yeah. Actually, I'm lying. The third time. The first time I've seen it was at the premiere. The second time I've seen it was in my own home, just to watch it, to see it, and then recently, like a couple of days ago, I was like, I cringe. I was like, oh my God, what am I could have said that line better.
But exactly, and that's why we can be our own worst critics sometimes. But
that's why I like theater, because once it's gone, it's gone.
Okay, so you do like theater.
I love theater.
So do you prefer film or theater? Film and television or theater?
I think theater is your most authentic. So film and TV, it's like, well, it depends what type of TV you're doing. You know? So film is very like, you know, the character, you got to do it in a few takes, whatever, and then you're like done. But theater is like, you are on the spot, and if you mess up, that's on you. But luckily, when you get to work and play with amazing actors that support you, you don't have to worry about those things, and you just trust yourself. I think it's the most important in theater, trusting yourself.
That's good.
I did a show about a little bit over a year now, called Shadows. A friend of mine wrote the play, and we worked with Vibe Theater, and she calls me and she's like, hey, I got this part for you. She's going to play a girl named Sarah, and she's into spirituality and being positive. Sounds like you. I was like, yeah, it kind of does. Yeah. I was like, yes. I said, this is like a version of myself that I would play. And I was so excited for the part. I remember being so nervous right before I got on stage, to the point I thought I was going to have like an anxiety attack. I was like sitting there like, oh man, I haven't touched the theater in like 10 years. Like actually been in a production in like 10, probably since college. Ooh, did I just age myself? But I was sitting there like, it was the most freeing experience I've ever felt in my life, and I had control of it, and I was just able to go.
Yeah, go. You were prepared.
I was prepared, but the weeks coming up to it was like rehearsal. I caught COVID right before we opened. Right before opening night, I was like, I caught COVID the weekend before. I was like, yeah, I got COVID. I was actually doing some background work, got tested. That I was actually supposed to work on Raising Caning, and it was a cool little part that they had for me doing background. And then they were like, you tested positive for COVID. I'm sitting arguing with the guy like, you got me messed up. I ain't got no COVID. You know, crazy. I'm vaccinated and everything. And he's like, you got COVID, girl.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Damn.
It was scary. Luckily, I was able to kick that in like 3 days, and then had some rest, got right back on the horse. I even did my rehearsal on Zoom. I was like, I'm not missing it. Let me know my part. Cue me in. So I was not playing. So.
Especially when you have that COVID. It's just like, nothing says I have COVID but this paper. So
but I felt sick, but I didn't know I had COVID. I thought it was like a regular flu or cold, type of vibe. Like, you got COVID. And that was challenging, but like the most amazing experience was being on stage. Yeah. And stage is coming back because of hair, like, well, it's always been there, but like they said, like AI type of stuff is coming in. So they're like, theater probably gonna be prominent, like everyone's going to want to do in theater.
So what's your opinion? What's your opinion on AI and everything that is happening and or about to happen?
I think everything has its pros,
especially in arts, right?
I think everything has its pros and cons. Like, God forbid we lose an actor and they were on a project. You could probably help them out using AI. I think stuff like that is beneficial. I don't think AI is bad, but I don't think it's great at the same time. It's weird. It's a weird balance to have. Like, there's pros and cons to everything.
Yeah.
I feel like a pro, it can help in certain situations, certain things. I think it's bad for a class of actors. I think more background talent. They're not going to need them as much. And then the thing we were on strike for last year for Screen Actors Guild, WGA, was more of the COVID stuff. I mean, more of the AI stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like sitting there, like I was listening to what's like can happen. Like people can lose jobs. Like they're gonna cut a lot of jobs in half. That's not something that I want to see. A lot of jobs can be cut in half. A lot of background jobs, like the background community is. I know people who do this for a living.
For a living, yeah.
Yeah.
In Florida too, same thing.
Yeah, they do that for a living.
Yeah.
Not saying they have to do background on that, but that's where they want to be. Like, they want to move out of that. And I was sitting there like, man, like, but we need real people. We need real human experiences. I don't know how a world will look with just AI in it. Yeah. I don't think it'll be much of a world. Mm-hmm. I think it'll be just, it feels like like something out of a movie for real.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's pros and cons to it. I'm not against it, but I'm not all the way for it.
Yeah.
When it comes to the negative aspects of it, I think that we should tread lightly on that. I think use it for what it's needed for.
Yeah.
But don't. Why are we going to erase jobs for people? That helps the economy too. But they want to. I feel like it's more of a higher up thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like AI is more of a government thing, more than. I think it's way out of our control. Mm-hmm. Like the artists, the creators. It's mm-hmm. more. I feel like it's more of a government thing. I feel like we need to take it to the White House, which they've done.
Yeah.
They need to do that because you're not going to have actors. And then you can change things about movies and television.
Absolutely.
Like that's scary to me. Like,
yeah. You can change art, like literally something that's painted from someone's hand. You can now take it and create something else. For me, it's like, from an art standpoint, there's no way that you can put AI and compare it to a human. There's something so special mm-hmm. when a human can deliver something out of experience, out of passion, out of wherever it's coming from, mm-hmm. and then you give it to AI and try to have AI say the same thing. It doesn't feel the same. It doesn't connect the same.
Even the AI, like funny songs, like they take a celebrity's voice and
absolutely,
it don't even sound the same. It sounds so different to me. They don't sound authentic.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that a lot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I for that reason I don't like it. Mm-hmm. Now if I need a little help with a little paragraph real quick, okay.
Oh no, and I use chat. GPT for like emails and stuff. If I can't think what to say, mm-hmm. I've gotten out of work with them. I need to sound very professional and scary at the same time.
Right.
But like, hey, I'm not coming into work today.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that 100%. And where's the protection for the artists? That was really mm-hmm. what I was protesting for. I feel like when we were protesting for Screen Actors Guild and WGA, the writers do need their credit, their money, their coverage. For the actor standpoint, I agree with a lot of the things too, but I was also very, like, the AI thing scared me the most because, like, where do we, like, you're going to take away jobs. If you notice, like, now, I don't know if you've seen it lately, but there's a lot of things coming from the top and they trickling down. They're cutting budgets for projects. Netflix don't even have full-on seasons. Like, I remember Did you watch Supercell? Only 6 episodes.
I watched that the other day.
Amazing work.
I love that show. Oh my goodness.
Rapman is a genius. I love it.
Yeah. I just seen that, so that's a fresh experience for me. I was like, this is so great, and I hear you are saying it.
Yeah, they're also gonna be taking a lot of black shows and canceling. They're doing it now.
Yeah.
They're not playing with us. They're not playing with a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. It's very serious.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize like we're in trouble. And I think that as creatives, I think this is the best time for you, myself, others. Really, this is the best time. Shout out to everybody to create your own work, because they are literally cutting everything in half, and they are literally not funding anything that they don't want to fund, and they don't have to. So this is the time for you to be that writer, to be that director, to be whatever you decide to be in this industry, and go full forth, because
that's right.
It is not a game.
Well,
they're not playing with us.
Yeah.
And they're not playing with anybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, whoever was a part of the strike, everybody's going to feel it. Even the people that are upper echelon of the work of, the famous celebrity ones. They're going to feel it too. Everyone's going to feel it.
Yeah. I will say, it feels like from state to state, city to city, the elected officials, depending on how much money they put into art, it's different everywhere, how much have the budget. It's important to vote. Like, everybody's saying it. People have been talking about voting. But if you're not registered, especially if you in arts, pay attention to the people
they're cutting those programs,
are putting money into arts in your state, in your city, and just know who you're voting for locally. Seriously. So
they're cutting a lot of those programs. They're cutting everything back. I started to see when they started canceling really great shows, and I'm like, and they had ratings. I mean, they canceled.
Let's talk about rap shit, because
rap shit.
I
have a petition on my Instagram.
I did sign it.
Okay,
I did.
I was so hurt by that.
I got
to speak to one of the writers of rap shit. Shout out to Amy. I took her writing class, and she was like, "Thank you so much." And I spoke to Junica Booth. She played Duke on the show. I think I remember. I was like, "Hey, I'm Tatiana. You reposted my petition. My petition. I couldn't think for a second. I was in my petition for rap shit, and I was like, she was like, "That was you?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "You kept us afloat. Thank you so much. You're one of the ones that kept us afloat." And she gave me the biggest hug. Yeah. And I was like, "Thank you." And I saw Amy. She was like one of the writers of the show and Insecure and all the above. I was like, "Hey, I actually made a petition to keep rap shit on. I still have it up." Yeah. And she was like, "What?" I was like, she's like, "That is amazing." And I was like, "Yeah, because we really need to have shows like this. We don't have stuff like this. Like, where's our Martin? Where's our, I'm saying, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Where's our shows? Like, where is it? We don't see ourselves. Like, All American can do it by itself. You know what I'm saying? You're right. It's Howard can do it by itself. And we need more positive shows on, too.
Absolutely.
That shows black culture in a different light. I think those shows were so, like, it had a stereotypes at some point, but it was also very positive. They were making a way out of situations, and we need shows like that. Yeah. Well, Tatiana Brown, what's next for you? What's next for me? Honey. Man. It's especially such a loaded question. I know. Like, where I guess I would say, what role do you want to play? And also, with your writing, I want to hear from you on, just like you were speaking to the people, like, now is the time. So talk a little bit about your writing and what role I want to play. So I just recently seen this interview with Don Cheadle. He was like, is it Don Cheadle? I can't remember who it was, but it was somebody that was just basically saying, like, you don't know what role you're gonna play. You just know what's your role when you get it. Yeah. And I believe that full-heartedly. I don't want to say I hate that question. I don't want to say hate, because I think that's negative, but I want to pivot my verbiage and change my mindset. I don't know. Whatever the role comes to me, I know it's going to be mine, and I'm going to play it. If I had to choose, honestly, Donna Summers, her biopic.
Hey, yeah, that's good.
I want to play her.
That's good. and just by speaking it, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you can speak these things into existence, and you'll remember, I said this. Like, it just won't be something that's in the inside of you. You've said it, and
I think her story is so amazing, and I see a lot of parallel similarities to us, and then I think that I would do her justice. I think so. I love Donna Summers. I think there's so many people that want that role. Kelly Rowland. I know, like, they've been gunning for her. Like, but I see you, Kelly. Like, but you know, you never know. Yeah, like, might be, you know, runner up. But I will love to play her. And my writing, I've always been writing since I was a kid. Yeah. I used to write my own raps, my own poems. I used to write.
Find out.
Yeah, girl. I was a rapper back in the time. I told you I was in a girl group.
You know what? And do you still write poetry?
Yeah, I do actually.
There's an amazing show at Afrotainment in Orlando.
Okay, I've never performed it though.
And now,
maybe I need to do
practice.
Maybe.
But Afrotainment has Poetry After Dark, and they have some amazing poets come through. So don't think that there's not platforms for you to be seen as a poet too. So if you know your writing takes you there,
maybe.
So what do you write about?
Just experiences of life, whatever I'm feeling at that moment. I write in my journal a lot. I'm always writing because I keep a lot of things. I noticed like it wasn't healthy keeping things bottled up inside, especially dealing with so many aspects of life and like my love life, like my friendships, my connections with people. Yeah. Things I'm just going through for the day, you know. Like some guy just trying to call me out on the train. I'm like, yo, mind your effing business, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just stuff.
Today, really? No. Okay, yeah, but make it happen.
Yeah, any day. Like, I gotta curse somebody out. I live in the Bronx, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I'm from New York. But I just write anything I'm feeling. Right now, what I'm focusing on is my short. I got so inspired at the ABFF seeing this. Oh my God, this film gonna make me cry. It's called Chocolate with Sprinkles. And
Chocolate with Sprinkles. We all love you. We're so proud of your success.
Yeah, she won. Director Hoorae Muhammad. She won. Is it Hoorae or Hoorae? I don't want to mess up her name, but you know I love you. Her film was so inspiring. It was so amazing. It was a short film, and there was another film there called Rebel Girls that was just as. It was a short, but it was so powerful. Yeah. And I was like, man, they are getting stories out there in short films. And I'm like, I had an idea for a short for a long time. I finally my friend and I were at the airport. I finally go to the airport. My friend, he's like, hey, come with me to the Amex Lounge. You know, he rich. I'm like, okay, come on, Amex Lounge. I'm in the Amex Lounge. Right. We're waiting for our flights. He's like, what are you going to do next when you go back home? Because, you know, we got to make things happen. I was like, well, I'm going to write my short. He's like, tell me about it. I tell him the idea. And he's like, you've been sitting on this idea for how long? And you didn't write it yet? What's wrong with you? Yeah. He said, you got till this end of the week to finish it. And I did. I finished it. And that was first draft. Yeah. Now we're in a couple drafts in, and I'm like, okay, cool.
It was already in there.
It was right.
Needed to get it
out.
I
just needed to get it out. Yeah. And I like invested it in myself for the first time in a long time. You know, besides doing the other things I do, like you know, acting, all that stuff like that. But like really invest in me, like in what I really
yours.
Love. Yeah.
Yours. It hits different for sure.
So we're planning to do castings. So any actors out there?
Can I come back in any aspect? And we can do this on set. Like
we're gonna do casting. I'm thinking top of the year is when I'm gonna start casting. Top of 2025. I want to film it by next year. Okay. So that's my goal. So you know, I gotta get this money first. Yeah, I got ideas. So they gonna cost.
Tati, how can we support you, directors and producers and actors? How can we support your film when you're ready?
Showing up. Yeah. Showing up. show up for me. That's the most important thing for me. If I ever need anything, I'll always call whoever who show up for me. Mm-hmm. Show up for your friends, your family, whatever. But show up for me. That's the most important thing for me. Showing up for me.
Yeah.
Like just even just say, hey, how you doing? Checking in. Like, I'm like, girl, I got this going on.
Yeah.
Just show up. Show up for me. I don't really need like a whole bunch of, hoopla. I'm just like, just show up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I need something, I will always ask. I believe if you got closed mouths don't get fed. I'm a big fanatic about that. I am an advocate for that. Mm-hmm. I'm definitely gonna I definitely want to make it something big. But I don't want to talk too much about it because I feel like you talk too much about your goals, they don't manifest. You know what I'm saying? So I believe in that for real.
Yeah.
I'm just excited about the project, and I'm like, man, I can't wait to do this. And thanks to ABFF and seeing Chocolate Sprinkles and Rebel Girls and all these great films,
that inspiration,
all the films this year at ABFF were by Black women.
Yeah,
each and every short film that was nominated.
Did they do that on purpose?
I don't know, but all the shorts, all Black women, all of them. Yeah, and definitely moved. Rebel Girls probably took the cake for me too. I thought Chocolate Sprinkles, it was beautiful, but I thought Rebel Girls was gonna win. No shade, but I was like, yo, them two films, Chocolate Sprinkles made me cry my heart out. Rebel Girls made me want to fight. I was ready.
I haven't seen them, but I will.
Yeah, I will. Definitely go watch those films for sure. And I think they have a list of the films, and then just Google it and watch it and see it screening. Phenomenal work. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we are almost done with our interview. How can people stay connected with you and learn more about you and your work, what you're doing, especially when it's time for your film to come out, your short film?
I'm active on social media. My social media is at Tati Hendricks. I'm very active on social media. I also have TikTok, all the socials at Tati Hendricks.
What do you do on TikTok? You get on there?
I don't know. I do all kind of stuff. I actually dance. I do sometimes. I do funny stuff. I'm not big on TikTok like that, but I like to scroll. When I have nothing to do. Yeah. I'm let's scroll. Let's not think about it. Just laugh at some videos. But
I think that the best thing that we can do is connect.
Yeah.
Get connected and find your people. That's Issa Rae's thing. Find your people. Yeah.
Also too on TikTok, which is so fun. It's getting a lot of popularity. I do this thing where characters deserve better. So I go to different TV shows and movies, and I go through the characters I feel deserve better.
That's good.
Why was Wes killed?
That's
in that season of How to Get Away with Murder. I talk about that. So that's been my stitch there on TikTok, and it's been fun. It's a little series I'm doing, and one of my videos is going viral right now. I'm like, oh god. And I do sketches with my friends sometimes.
So where can people find your video on TikTok?
At Tati Hendricks. At TATYHENDRIX. How do I spell? I was like, hold on. I know. Yeah, so I got to change my handles. My friend was like, you're an actress. You got to put Tatiana Brown. I was like,
yeah.
I like Tati Hendricks. It's different.
Yeah. It could be scary to switch. It could be weird to make those changes, especially after it's been so long.
She's like, you have to be more professional. They gotta find you. They're not gonna find Tatiana. They're gonna find Tatiana Brown. I was like, okay, I will. I'm gonna let it go. That was my favorite name. Because it's my name, and then I like music. So I put the two together. That's how you was like, is your name Tatiana Hendricks? I was like, no, I just put that there because I had a stalker too. I had to change my last name. I was like, why are you stalking me? It was weird.
God. Yeah.
He was on every social media, I was just asking me out. I'm like, are you okay?
And what do you do when that happens to you? When somebody just gets real weird with it?
I'm never afraid of stuff like that. I think it's I'm not saying nothing. You never know what can happen, But I feel like I'm very protected. By God, by my ancestors and things of that nature. You just, if it ever got crazy, of course I would take precautions, but I'm not worried about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We protect it over here.
I know that's right.
Yeah, we don't worry about that kind of stuff.
That's the truth, yeah.
It wasn't that crazy. It just every time I blocked him, he would come on a different platform. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? Weird stuff. Weird stuff.
All right. Well, before we go, you kind of gave a little advice earlier, but for somebody who is an aspiring actor or an aspiring writer, and they are looking to do what you're doing or get into the New York industry, this market is not easy. What advice would you give?
So much I would give to, well, if you want to be an actor, I would say start off with classes.
Yes.
Learn your craft. That's one thing I learned from Spike Lee. You know, I remember going to one of his screenings of his film. See, that's why I go to screenings.
Yeah.
He was like, you know, time. He said timing was everything, and learn your craft. Like, learn it, really learn it. Invest in it. You know, invest in good classes. Invest in, you know, your local theaters. I would say that. Also, too, if you want to be on TV or films, do background first.
Yeah.
See what it's like to be on a set. I think people look at background as a bad thing, but it's not. It's an acting lesson. Learn the terms on set. Learn how to conduct yourself on set. Learn who different departments are. Learn what a PA work does. What PAs are doing. Learn the work. You know. So, cool thing about being an actor, you gotta learn every part of your set. Don't just just be the talent. You know, learn what this this director is doing, the assistant director. Learn your camera, learn your angles, know where you are, learn the verbiage, because they're gonna say terms to you might not understand. Like, what does that mean? I remember being on set. I think the guy said martini. You know, like, what the heck is a martini? We get a martini? He's like, no, like, we're about to be wrapping up soon, and then wrapping up on set, and different terms that you can learn.
Absolutely.
Also, too, look at the actors, how they work. My greatest acting lessons are on set. Like, some of them are on set, like working with different background productions, doing background. I'm not just there walking across the camera. I'm there. I'm all right. That's Denzel right there. I like the way he's on his mark. Okay. How did he say that line?
Yeah.
That line is really good. Okay, I saw how he shifted the camera a little bit and he wanted his angle this way. Learn that, because when you get on set, the director could only do so much, and they really just want you to hit your mark and say your line.
Absolutely.
That's how most directors work. But really good directors, they were like, okay, talk about the scene. How do you feel? Like, where you want to go? I want to go this way. Let's do this. Let's collaborate. But if you're on a set with a director that's like, hit your mark, hit your lines, you got to be the one to be like, okay, why am I saying that?
Yeah.
Why am I doing this? Is this for the character? Is this something that we need to say or do? Would the character do this? You got to think like the character. Be the character. Involve yourself as a character. Immerse yourself as a character. And it's like, okay, learn the terms. Learn your craft. Learn it. Do background. Don't be ashamed to do those. Don't be ashamed to get dirty. Do the grunt work. These people they're so entitled.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're so entitled. Absolutely. I'm a star because I arrived. No, baby, you gotta do the work. And all I would say to every actor or anybody in this business, just do the work. It's a machine. They're gonna need you one day.
Yeah.
You just gotta get in your queue and wait for your turn. But you also need to take those moments and go full throttle and really obtain it. If you really want to do this, like, for real.
Yeah.
You gotta do the work.
Absolutely.
You can't do it. It took me a while to figure that out. I'm like, oh, I'm here, I'm on set. Okay, somebody's gonna discover me. Like, okay, I'm here, I'm smiling. No, they're like, what can you do?
Yes.
And are you good? Because I think two things can happen. If you're not doing the work, you're gonna be lost in the abyss. Or if you do get an opportunity that's huge, if you do get an opportunity that's huge, they're going to see that you don't have any real deep, depth at all. And they're gonna be like, well, I can't work with them because they don't really got it like that.
Yep.
And you're gonna blow your opportunities in the future. So really do the work. Inner work, outer work, read. That's my problem now. Like, Twinkie was like, you don't read enough. I was like, yeah, I don't. But I got my booking today, and I'm like, I'm reading today, honey. Yes. Every chance I get, I read and journal. So that's important.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
And yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And really best of luck in everything that you're doing as a writer.
Invite me to the premiere. I'll come in.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And one thing I forgot to plug is I will be hosting the Orlando Urban Film Festival. So, right? Take a minute to celebrate that. Like,
when is that happening? I gotta come.
In August 29th, August 30th.
August 29th and 30th?
Yeah, the last
This ticket's available?
Yeah, I think they still getting it together.
Okay, I gotta check it out.
But listen, seriously, because that's your thing. Like, you already there, and then when you come, like, you there with the host, so that hit a little bit different.
You know,
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Stepping like what's that? Mary, I'm walking. Come on in.
Yeah, right? I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to that. But
congratulations, that's a huge deal.
It is.
That's huge.
I feel really, really grateful.
You're gonna kill it. You're gonna kill it. You're gonna go so far. I can't wait to we circle back, and this is something even bigger. It's big now, but like circling back, we're gonna be looking at this interview like, wow, we really did that.
Well, stay with me, Tati.
I got you.
With me, girl.
I got you.
Like, things like that.
Yeah, I got you. No worries.
Seriously.
I got you. You gotta worry. We're here.
Well, thank you so much for joining me, Tati, and just being in this moment. This matters so much to me. And this has been another Actress Talk with Tatiana Brown.
Thank you. Oh my God. Bye, guys.
We're on, girl. We are live.
All right.